Developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix, Marvel's Avengers looks to take everything that fans love about the Earth's mightiest heroes and assemble them into something special. Can the game portray one of the most powerful and popular teams in the Marvel Universe? Or is this task better left off to the X-Men?
I go where I wanna go.
Find out in our review. The story in Marvel Avengers is entirely new and unique, not deriving from any past films or graphic novels. Centering around Kamala Khan, Avengers superfan, we get an outside look at the beloved superhero team.
You're Captain America. I'm Kamala Khan.
Visiting the Avengers helicarrier for A-Day, an event celebrating the opening of the Avengers West Coast HQ, Kamala gets to meet the heroes that she idolizes dearly. In true comic book fashion, things go quickly awry.
Sonic bomb? Are you kidding me? Thought the UN outlawed those years ago.
An attack on the city leaves several structures destroyed, as well as a large loss of civilian life, including that of a certain hero. During the attack, the Terrigen crystal is destroyed, spreading an inhuman infection across the population. 5 years later, and the Avengers are now defunct. After being blamed for the tragic events of A-Day, the group's activities are outlawed. Many civilians across America have been infected with the inhuman disease, granting them undesired powers. And the mysterious AIM organization has stepped forward, promising to develop a cure for the Terrigen Mist disease.
No more heroes, no more mistakes.
5 years older, we jump back to the life of Kamala Khan, a bit more mature and with some newly acquired powers thanks to the events of A-Day.
She's one of them! Don't let her touch you!
Kamala is obsessed with clearing the Avengers' name. She goes on a journey to reassemble Earth's mightiest heroes, and uncovers some dark secrets along the way.
Unlimited power, that's dangerous. It's lethal. A-Day was a prime example. You are lucky to be alive.
The campaign in Marvel's Avengers is a terrific adaptation of a beloved property. It's packed with emotion, drama, and twist, without ever feeling like a ripoff of the MCU or one of the many classic comic book runs.
If you ever need anything, give me a call. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of each other.
Looking forward to it, Director.
I feel like I should salute or something.
One of my greatest concerns going in was that Crystal Dynamics would nervously follow in the footsteps of something we've already seen, but instead they tell their own new and unique story.
Your story had the evil sewer...
The sewer lizards, yeah.
Yeah. Thor really got a kick out of that one. Said they actually had a sewer lizard problem on Asgard once.
Kamala Khan is what really anchors the narrative in Marvel's Avengers. Choosing Kamala as the protagonist rather than Iron Man or Captain America allows players to experience an Avengers story from a fresh perspective. In the game, Kamala is filled with hope and determination in a world that's completely given up on itself, which rings so true to the character. The role is taken to the next level thanks to the excellent performance of Sandra Saad.
You were right, Cap. Terrigen was powerful stuff.
Kamala's journey finding and recruiting members of the Avengers is a fun ride. The character interactions feel accurately portrayed. Many of the Avengers are cold and standoffish to one another, but are considerably kinder and more understanding of Kamala. Working to clear the Avengers' name, while also discovering the truth behind the events of A-Day, makes for a worthy addition to the long list of Avengers stories. The combat in Marvel's Avengers feels like a highly polished brawler. I found myself spamming attacks and plunging into crowds of enemies and just wrecking shop. This would be a pretty standard, serviceable combat system, but the heroes themselves is what takes it above and beyond. Just like the story accurately adapts and represents the personalities of the Avengers, The combat is pinpoint accurate in depicting each of their independent fighting styles. Fighting 20 enemies as the Hulk is entirely different than battling the same group as Black Widow. Hulk can pick up enemies and repeatedly slam them into the ground, or use them as projectiles to stun and damage others. Black Widow, on the other hand, lights up things with her dual-wielded pistols, able to quickly jump in and out of action with her grappling hook. A personal favorite of mine was Thor. Swinging Mjolnir around and nailing enemies feels weighted and incredibly satisfying. Thor also has the ability to throw and recall Mjolnir as he pleases.
Behold, a true weapon that needs no improvement.
The combat in Marvel's Avengers is able to work because each hero feels uniquely defined, with their own independent skills and abilities.
I'm a polymorph, I think. It's cool, it's like stretchy arms and stuff. Still working on making it not look goofy, but...
Once the campaign is complete, players are urged to take their skills online and battle alongside others. Titled Avengers Initiative, this is where Marvel's Avengers is meant to live on as a live service. Players can engage in a variety of missions that range in difficulty, rewarding the player with gear that they can equip and upgrade their heroes with. While the mode is alright in its current state, there is some work to do in order to make Avengers Initiative a must-play experience. Upon completing missions in both the campaign and multiplayer modes, players will receive gear that they can equip to their heroes. Gear provides statistical bonuses to attack and defense, as well as other specific traits, such as increased damage for signature attacks. Gear comes in 6 qualities: common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, and exotic. A character's gear loadout will increase their power level, allowing them to properly take on tougher missions.
Who call themselves the Watchdogs, a radical anti-superhero organization.
Great! Looks like they're working for AIM now.
The process of completing missions, earning gear, and leveling up is a satisfying gameplay loop, but it lacks that wow factor of the campaign and combat. The UI feels extremely convoluted, with its seemingly countless number of menus and sub-menus to dig through. You often realize that you got gear you didn't know about, because it's over an entirely different inventory menu because your current slots are filled. Or that you haven't upgraded your ultimate ability because you've got to flip through pages to find that skill tree. There's a solid, much easier to understand experience in there, but it feels like Crystal Dynamics isn't quite there yet. I also experienced issues trying to queue into matches and play with friends, as we would freeze standing around the war table, or the game would tell players that a character is locked that isn't. Luckily for Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, most of these issues with Avengers Initiative are extremely fixable.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
Once you're actually in a mission, working alongside friends, you see the charm of Marvel Avengers multiplayer. Charging into a massive wave of enemies and dealing some damage as a unit just feels epic. It's the exact level of over-the-top action you'd want from an Avengers game. I did experience some frame rate drops when playing on PS4, but luckily, nothing that made the game feel unplayable. What really impressed me when playing online was the way that you can organically combine the unique abilities of the character with other heroes to work together. When playing as Iron Man, you can call down the iconic Hulkbuster suit. However, Iron Man doesn't necessarily have to be the one entering the suit. In one instance, Iron Man called down the suit, and Hulk jumped into the Hulkbuster, letting him take advantage of all the suit's bonuses. It's moments like these that will sell you on the multiplayer in Marvel's Avengers, as it did with me.
Guardians of Asgard!
Marvel's Avengers impresses with a well-written, dramatic campaign. From a gameplay standpoint, the combat is as fun and satisfying as one could hope for in a title based on the superhero team. Though the online live service aspect is bogged down by overly complicated menus, systems, and matchmaking woes, there's still a fun experience underneath. Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix deliver a perfectly adequate adaptation of an iconic property with Marvel's Avengers. For more video reviews and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com.